Hello everyone, welcome to the optical communication lecture series. Up till now, in this chapter we have studied about the attenuation, dispersion, different losses we have covered. So what is mean by attenuation losses? That when the waves going to be spread through the wavelength, then there will be a attenuation losses. So for the measurement of attenuation losses, we have to use some equipments that is called as the OTDR, and that is the last point of our second chapter. So optical time domain spectrometer called as the OTDR. So what is the principle of operation of the OTDR? So OTDR makes use of the fact that microscopic fluctuations of the RI and the small interactions in the fiber causes light to be reflected back within the fiber's numerical aperture, Rayleigh scattering. So when the light will travel inside that optical fiber, it will be reflect back, and we have to measure that through the oscilloscope. By using an oscilloscope, you can measure how much decrease in the power into that original wave. So that we have to find out. Fundamentally, an optical radar, also called the backscatter measurement method, means for the radar that uh, technique we are using, same technique we are using here also called as the backscattered measurement method. Why it is called as a backscatter? Because the waves should be scattered back so that we can measure through that oscilloscope. It is one of the fundamental instruments for making a single-ended measurement of optical link characteristics such as, so attenuation. For the measurement of attenuation we can use for the connectors and splices loss. So we have seen the difference between connectors and splices. So we have to find out the losses into the both connectors and the splices. Then reflectance level from the link component. So link component, how much reflections can be occur, that we have to find out using this OTDR technique. Length of the fiber. So we have to find out the length of the fiber by using OTDR technique. OTDR is also used to locate fiber pricks. So where will be the fiber pricks inside the optical fiber? Because the optical fiber we are using, it is for the long distance. So if you will find out by OTDR easily that where should be the, where is the gap between the line, then it is called as a OTDR. The charged pulse of light are sent into one end of the fiber, and then reflected signal is observed at the same input end. An isolated scattered ray reveals its presence as a sharp spike in the back reflected signal. So when it will be back reflected, it will be a spike available inside the on the oscilloscope. If towards measurement of the attenuation on the optical link down its entire length, giving information on the length dependence on the link loss. So how much loss can be occurred, that can be measured by this oscilloscope. It is the superior to the other measurement methods like cutback and insertion loss methods, which gives only average loss over the whole length in dB per kilometer. So you can see that the other techniques which are cutback and insertion loss, so there will be a damage can be occurred due to that cut if you are cutting that optical fiber. So that is also drawback of using the other methods instead of OTDR. When the attenuation on the link varies with the length, the averaged loss information is inadequate. So by using these two methods only we can calculate the average loss. So cutback and insertion loss, which gives you only the average loss, that will be not adequate for the loss information, for gathering the loss information. Advantage of being a non-destructive cutting method. So this is the OTDR operation. So oscilloscope is there, and then photo detector is there, and amplifier is there. Then laser source is there, and due to the laser source we have to penetrate that through the prism, and we have to go get out the waves, and it will be backscattered. Test fiber is there, it will be backscattered, and it will go again through the photodetector. Photodetector will convert the light waves into the electrical waves, and it will be measured into the oscilloscope. So by that way we have to find out the where will be the optical fiber is faulty or not. So that is the block diagram. This block diagram is very important for the exam point of view. You have to draw that block diagram when they will ask the question on the OTDR. So there will be a fixed question on the OTDR. A light pulse from the injection laser is injected into the fiber in the forward direction using either a directional coupler or a system of external lenses with a beam splitter, since it is necessary to observe the reflected light. So as you can see, it is a laser source we are using. In the next lecture, from the next lecture we will see the different sources like laser source and LED source. In that, laser source is uh, largely used source. Why? That we will discuss into the next chapter. The reflection from the fiber end are much larger, 4% of power incident on it, than the signal reflected from the imperfection or random RI fluctuation inside the fiber. So, so how much reflection can be occurred, that we have to find out. The backscatter light is detected using PIN APD receiver, which drives an integrator in order to improve the received signal to noise ratio by giving an arithmetic average over a number of measurements taken at one point within the fiber. So again and again we have to find out these losses, and then we will calculate that which will be the perfect loss available inside that optical fiber. This is necessary as received optical signal power from the particular point along the fiber length is at a very low level compared within the forward power at that point by some 45 to 60 dB, and it is swamped with a noise. The signal from the integrator is fed through a logarithmic amplifier, and average measurement for the successive points within the fiber are plotted as a chart recorder. So it is, we are not taking the average, but we are putting every measurement inside the graph so that you can find out for regular interval. We can see that how much loss can be happened, which is not happened into the cutoff method, cutback methods. In that we were using only average technique. So if you want to calculate for a particular distance how much loss is there, then it was not possible. This provides location dependent attenuation values which give an overall picture of the optical losses down the link. So this is the OTDR trace in that optical power level. So here you can see the Fresnel reflection. So it will be a very spike occur into that reflection. So again this reflection will goes and increases Fresnel reflection. Abrupt shifts at the splice points. So at the splice points there will be a losses and there will be a power loss. So every point there will be a loss occur when you are shifting from the one point to the another point. So Fresnel reflection at a fiber end, you can see. So as the distance goes and increases, this power goes and decreases due to that distance occur and this loss in the optical fiber. So the figure shows the typical OTDR trace. The scale of the vertical axis is logarithmic and measured at the returning signal in decibels. The horizontal axis denotes the distance between the instrument and the measurement of point in the optical fiber. We are measuring the returning signal into the decibel because we have measured that loss into the decibels. So returning signal means it is loss. If your signals are not coming back, then it is a good fiber. But if your signals are coming back from the test fiber, then it is your loss. So we are measuring it into the dBs. Backscatter waveforms has a 4 distinct features. A large initial pulse resulting from Fresnel reflection at the input end of the fiber. A long decaying tail resulting from Rayleigh scattering into the reverse direction as the input pulse travels along the fiber. Abrupt shifts into the curve caused by the optical loss at joints and connectors into the fiber line. So that is the explanation regarding the graph. Positive spikes arising from the Fresnel reflection at the far end of the fiber, at a fiber joints and at a fiber imperfections. So these are the spikes due to that, because of that imperfection occurring to the optical fiber manufacturing. So these are the different 4 reasons are there. So important parameters of the OTDR, 2 important performance parameters of OTDR are dynamic range, measurement range. What is the dynamic range? So dynamic range is defined as the difference between the initial backscattered power level and the noise level after 3 minutes of measurement time. Then expressed in decibels one-way fiber loss. Dynamic range provides information on the max fiber loss that can be measured and denotes the time required to measure a given fiber loss. Used to rank the capabilities of the OTDR. Basic limitation on the OTDR is the trade-off between the dynamic range and the resolution. For the high spatial resolution, the pulse width has to be small as possible. However, this reduces the signal to noise ratio and thus lower the dynamic range. HP8147 OTDR 100 nanosecond pulse width allows 24 dB dynamic range, whereas the 20 microsecond pulse width increases dynamic to 40 dB. Measurement range deals with the capability of identifying events in the link such as splices, points, connection points or fiber breaks. So that we have to measure, we use this measurement range. It is the maximum allowable attenuation between an OTDR and the event that still enables the OTDR to measure the event accurately. 0.5 dB splices is selected as the event to the measure. So that's it for the OTDR. So I hope you understand the OTDR function. It is very simple. Now I will give one assignment on the second chapter. I have not given the assignment on the fourth chapter. I will give you in 2 days and you have to complete it before the deadline. So this is the assignment number 2 and this is last date is completion is 7th of should be 7th of November. You have to complete it. So 6 questions are there. These 6 questions are from the university question papers. If you have any doubt in any question, you can ask me. I will give you a solution for that. So try to solve these questions at your own and send me on my email ID. I hope you all have email ID. Still I will share my email ID onto the WhatsApp group. So thank you for today's lecture. In the next lecture, from the next lecture we will start with the next chapter, that is third chapter, optical sources. So thank you.